everybody. It's Coco, aka Astronym, here from Urban Anime Lounge. I'm a co-founder and artist and the host for this panel. Urban Anime Lounge is a pioneer in curating the Black geek culture experience with events, merchandise, and a thriving social community. Our topic for today is Are You A Casual? Challenging the nuances as a newbie in the nerd space. I'm here with my teammates and co-founders. Everyone introduce yourselves and what's your anime niche? Let's start off with Fat Star.
Yo, it's your boy Fat Star, aka Kem, aka the resident anime elitist on the Team PCMR, Team Subs Over Dubs. And I'm on that seasonal grindhouse, so I'm watching at least 10 series every season at minimum. And my fandoms are mech, and I actually like isekai now. Some of them, the good ones that aren't shitty. And the fact about me is that I got 250 something days on my anime list, but it could have been 300, but I'm too lazy to update it. And I also pay for my anime list. I support the my anime list community. I'm not shilling it. I just pay for it now. Keeping the site alive for the newbies.
All right, Stephanie.
What's up, y'all? I'm Stephanie. I am also I'm the female resident anime elitist on team. I have been watching anime for 20 plus years. My favorite genres are going to be the sports anime, slice of life, drama, anything basically that is not shonen. So yeah, that's all of the things I like. Also, definitely subs over dubs. Always. There's rare occasions when you need to be watching dubbed anime. So that's me.
All right, Ro.
What's up, people? It's your boy Ro, aka the Young Meme God, aka GA trademarks. I specialize in the field of shonen. You know, that's my niche. You know what I'm saying? I like that, but I do have some top tier anime outside of that genre as well. And I've been in this since like I say early to mid 90s. I've been watching anime. Even before I knew some shit was anime.
Okay, Trish.
What's up, everybody? I am Trish. I also go by Trish Tears, also known as the King. I am also on the anime side of things, of course. I do watch seasonal anime, so I'm on that grindhouse with Kim, except for I'm not watching about 100 series from each season. I'm going to watch all the horror. I'm literally going to watch all the horror one to make sure like if it's going to be good or not good. So that's what I do. So my genres, horror, anything dark, psychological thrillers, some of the dark historical joints. But I do love me some good shonen, of course. And that's where I come in as, even though I'm going to say casual elitist, I can get pretty filthy, as I love all the classic shonen like Naruto, Bleach, and Fairy Tail.
All right, thank y'all. So I am also your resident agent of chaos. To preface, this panel will be full of spicy commentary and controversial statements. So prepare yourselves. Let's get into it. All right, so first off, how do you define the term casual? Let's start with Fat Star.
To me, the term casual is someone who's in the anime space that just doesn't put in the work to watch anime. Like they either been here for a while and all they know is the mainstream popular shit. Like those are the casuals. Like they only watch things on big brand enterprises, I guess, that start with A or N or H. And they only watch anime in English dub all at once, all 13, 14, 24 episodes in one setting, and they only watch the popular and the hype of the hype, or the hype of the week, or the hype of the season. And those are the casuals to me. They sit there and they watch the one anime that comes out a year for them in English. And then they rant and rave about it like it's the greatest thing that ever happened, when it's really not.
Okay, Steph.
All right. So for me, casual is someone who only watches shonen. They will wait for dubs only, or they prefer dubs over subs. They will only watch shows that are hype of the season. They don't go and try to explore anything other than what anybody is talking about. There's so many genres on an anime, and they just kind of confine themselves to one. That's a casual.
Okay, Ro.
My definition of a casual was just like, you know, I don't think it's necessarily attached to just knowing one genre or being latched to one genre. I think it's more so like your knowledge of genres. Like you can know about all the other ones, and you can know a lot about anime and a lot about the culture. And I think that makes you an elitist in a sense. You know, I mean, like it's more that goes to elitism. You know, some people see it as watching this vast amount of different anime, and you know, but I think you should at least dabble in other genres in order to, you know, get that rank. You can't just watch shonen, or you can't just, you know, even though it's contradictory to what I just said, but you can at least try the other stuff. And if you know, is shonen or something like that is your favorite, you can stick to it. You can still be an elitist. But a casual is just like you just watch it every so often, or you don't know much about the genres, or you don't know much about what's going on, or you know, you just casually watch, or you just casually participate in this vast world of anime and the communities and all this type of stuff.
Okay, so I mean, if you're watching, you know, shonen only, then you become a shonen elitist, right?
Yeah, you can be a shonen elitist.
Not an anime elitist.
I guess.
You're not an anime elitist. You're just a shonen elitist.
You can be some form of elitist. I say it like that. You can be some form. Like you want to be the complete anime elitist, then yeah, you got to dabble in pretty much everything.
Well, I mean, I know 2 or 3 English dub elitists, and they have a whole bunch of garbage that they watched. So you could do that. There are English dub only anime elitists, but it's like their series are like.
Yeah, pretty much everything in the 90s.
I've never
dubs. So
I've never seen those people.
I don't want to know those people. I
was gonna say, Ro pretty much touched on my definition about like casually watching. To me, a casual is just that, like not even at your leisure, like you just dabble in it when you feel like it. Like it's not your life. It's not like just ingrained in you. Like I'm gonna do it when I feel like it type thing. And I feel like that's what makes you a casual. Like, yeah. And then of course, like everyone else said about the certain genres, you mainly know all the mainstream popular ones. Yeah, that kind of makes you a casual.
All right, so we didn't all start off, you know, elitist or whatever you identify as. You know, we all had to start somewhere. So tell me a little bit about y'all's journey. What was your experience like when you first entered the nerd space?
So for me, I first entered the nerd space around when Toonami came out. A little bit before that, I was getting VHS tapes of like early anime series from the 80s from my cousin. And then Toonami came on, and then we had the, at the time, greatness of Dragon Ball Z and the Saiyan saga, where we didn't even know what Dragon Ball was back then. So I started from there. So all the Toonami shows that aired, and then early Gundam. Yeah, early Gundam really hooked me as a kid. When that shit came on, and then it stopped in 2001, you can look up the controversy for that. They took it off the air for a certain reason. I was hooked. And then once they took off Gundam off the air, that's when I went to the internet to discover the world of the internet anime. And we had to watch things on sites like YouTube and Vio, and they put in parts like in 1 to 3 parts or 1 to 4 parts. You should just watch it on there. And then from there, when you evolved from there, it was when you evolved from there, you were looking up anime from the fan dubbing sites, the fan subbing teams, and they were providing all the good shit. Like at the time when Naruto was new and Bleach was new, and early on, before they became casual favorites like today, they were out there because we didn't really have much to watch at that time. So more people gravitated to it. So we were on those sites just downloading and watching anime like that from the fan subbed community or the fan dubbed community. Or they were fan subbing it because Japanese anime at the time, they weren't giving it to us at that point in time. So if you were in the community and you were watching anime, you were watching something that was done by someone in the community, a fan subbed it. And that's the era of anime I'm from. That's how it was until it got big in like 2010-ish, when Crunchyroll went legit. things like that.
Okay. How about you, Steph?
Okay, so I've been watching anime for 20 plus years. So I didn't get into online community really until social media popped off, which was really around like 2006. Um, so around that time, I was very much a closeted fan. I, even though there was a Black community that obviously was watching, I didn't know any Black people that watched anime besides, like family members. And I definitely didn't know any other Black girls that watched anime. So everything I did it was pretty much like a solitary hobby. Like I said, I was a closet watcher. Like Kim, it was a lot of piracy. That was pretty much the only way you could watch anime outside of Toonami. All of the sites that did like um, the dubs only sites. Any kind of way that you could watch it is how we were watching. So yeah, that was pretty much it. It was the piracy in yourself until I would go online and be like Black people that watch anime or, college students that watch in the anime or whatever. So
Right? And
that
I
was the
mean,
only support.
that piracy shit like really paved the way, because before that, all we had was DVDs that like cost like $100 for like 10 episodes. And they didn't even think we watched anime, so they didn't give us none of the good shit. They only gave us old shit that no one liked, and people thought anime was dead. So piracy really was saving shit out here.
Yeah, I do think anime was very inaccessible the early 2000s pretty much. If it wasn't something that was coming on randomly on Showtime or HBO, so you got to have cable or like I said, or Toonami, you weren't watching it unless you were finding it online.
All right. How about you, Ro?
I got my start off pretty early, I'd say. I would say maybe 96, 97, around it, the general area. My granddad actually he used to make these mixtapes, but they were like a mix of cartoons, like on a VHS tape. And he'd just record like a whole bunch of random shit. And on these VHS tapes, one was like the first few episodes of like the original Dragon Ball, when Goku was a kid. And it had this other show called Tranzor Z, which was the English version of it. I found out later in life it was called Mazinger Z. So those were the two, and I also watched like Astro Boy and stuff like that, but I didn't know it was actually anime. I just saw it as cartoons back then. And this is like right before the Toonami bump. But also Toonami came into play, and around that time, other stuff came up. Like they show like Vampire Hunter D, they showed Akira, they showed Wicked City. I think it came on like Showtime or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So those like introduced me to the more adult themed shows outside of what Toonami was. Toonami had like, when I would say Cowboy Bebop is pretty much, that's like kind of adult thing. But the Dragon Ball Z's, the Sailor Moons, the Ronin Warriors, all that type of stuff, But as far as the community goes, I always kind of had it on me, like in a form or like any of my interests, I always wore it or had it on me, So I made a lot of connections, and most of the community that I got into it with Black, So when it fast forward to the future, when we got into like groups and stuff, it kind of felt at home. It wasn't weird to me because I kind of seen it growing up. I seen like the foundations of it coming up. Even in the hood, everybody loved Dragon Ball Z or playing, something like that was always an interest where you wouldn't think that people might have these interests. And I actually found nerd groups like by accident. Like I used to draw and stuff too. And so I tagged somebody in something. He kind of introduced me to this anime group. I was like, okay. And then I got in it, and then I was like a lurker for years, and then I got popular in it, and, got to where we at now. But I always had like a sense of there was a community there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was as vast as it was when I got older, but I always had this sense that it was there.
Okay. Trish, can you give us some insight into your journey?
Yeah, I think along with everybody else, that late 90s, really early 2000, it's definitely where it started for me. It's one of those things, like, I don't remember when it started because I always felt like it's been a part of my life. And I feel like that is probably that transitioning or simultaneously when playing video games. Like, I just felt like it's just a transition, or I don't know. It just always felt like I've been on it forever. But for me, because everyone's talking about like Toonami and stuff like that, I wasn't really watching it on Toonami. I was definitely on the YouTube. I remember watching all the parts of Bleach on YouTube. If y'all didn't know, it was accessible at like places you could rent movies. So Blockbuster for me had a whole anime section. And that's when I really started getting into it. So I remember I think my first one was Ninja Scroll, then Akira, and then Vampire Hunter D and Berserk. And then Berserk, literally since the first time I seen it in 97, or it probably was 2000 when I actually saw it. It just never left me. That impact it has on me has never left, and it's still my top fave, number one. But during this whole journey, it's been lonely. I've been by myself the entire time. None of my friends watched it. Like Steph said, I didn't really know other Black people were watching it because nobody was talking about it. However, in college, you know how we used to, some of you may know, having those fun facts. Mine was always, I watch anime because I was trying to find who watched anime, because, you know, somebody be like, ooh, but it didn't happen too often. So probably within the last 5 years, I'm probably the latest to the Facebook community, online community for anime, which is how I found all my friends here. Was literally my first reference points of like, damn, Black people really out here watching anime. Everybody cool. Like, they kind of got the same background as me, where we came from and shit like that. So yeah, that's been my journey. It was a late online community. I feel like I was just grinding by myself through the anime alone. But now I have my people.
Oh, what a sad origin story.
Yeah, you know me. I'm on the talk no jitsu. That's my specialty.
Yeah, I definitely feel the same sentiment. You know, I remember starting off with Pokemon, Digimon, and then it turned into trying to stay up late at night to watch Inuyasha and Lupin the Third. I remember all of that. I remember it.
Y'all remember fucking Zatch? That nigga.
Zatch Bell.
Yeah, Zatch Bell. I remember they used to call Adult Swim wasn't called Adult Swim. It was Midnight Run or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It is Zatch, right? Zatch Bell.
It's
Zatch Bell.
Zatch.
And then you would, like,
Zatch.
I remember
Zatch with a TH.
Shout out
TTH. Okay, y'all know what I'm saying. ZB.
And I remember, you know, trying to stay up and waking up to the end theme of Inuyasha and it being in my feelings. The sun is out. Like, yeah. But yeah, thank y'all for your anime protagonist, you know, backstory. So this is now like the biggest boom of anime that we are seeing ever. I'm talking about back-to-back series, like. And then it's not just back-to-back series, but you're getting the binge content. You're getting genres are overflowing. Like, we literally have anime every season now. So since anime has become mainstream, do you believe that the line between casual and elitist has blurred? Steph, let's hear your thoughts on that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is not blurred. They're very distinct. A casual watches anime passingly. They only watch things at the top of the season. They don't try to expand their palette in any type of way. They don't try to diversify and see what else is out there. They watch the top 2-3 shonens. They might only watch maybe 1, maybe 2 shows of the season, as opposed to an elitist has made it a full-on hobby. They're reading manga. They're watching multiple shows per season, watching shows in and out of season. Usually elitists have been watching for some extent of time. They're actively seeking out communities and discussions and, you know, other places on the internet where they can discuss at length the things that they have watched, the things that they have read about. So that is the two distinctions for me. And typically elitists, especially once you start getting into things that are off season, there is no dub. So at this point, it's subs only to the point that you prefer subs. So that is the distinction. There's no blurred line as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Ro?
No, I don't think there's any blurred lines. I think it's real like obvious who's elitist and who's casual. Like it's just out there. You know, you can tell by how people go about it. Even if it's not like I watch everything. I got 1,000 my anime list series completed. You know, it's just like you can just tell who's really into the culture and immersed into it. You know what I mean? Like versus someone who's just kind of into it and talk about it every so often, or like, oh, I watched that too. Or not like I watched it too, but like they might be like, oh, I've seen that show. What's the name of it? They might say something like that. Kind of like they're kind of distant from it, but they recognize it or something like that. Or I used to watch that back in the day, or it's just super obvious to me that when someone's a casual, when someone's like just into the culture, just completely weaved out versus just, oh, y'all watch cartoons, like that's casual. It's super. It's day and night basically. So I don't think there's any blurred lines really per se, but I'm pretty sure you can find some exceptions in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna bring up the exceptions because I feel like, so yes, I do agree that it is very stark differences and everybody gonna know, but I feel like it kind of becomes a choice. Like you can go back and forth between, like we said, we combined it with casual elitists, depending on what your preferences are. But I will say this, and this goes to where I'm going to make the challenge where the blurred lines are, is that niggas that are watching all the old anime, absolutely nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to watch the classics, right? However, I think people get stuck in nostalgia to the point where it's like, those are the dopest anime, like nothing's gonna be better. And I'm talking about stuff like on the level of Death Note or something like that. And I absolutely love Death Note. But it becomes the point, if you're not watching new anime to me and you just stuck in the past, like you a casual at that point because you're not growing or adding to your list. Like you literally stuck on the past when there has been new things that come out that has surpassed that. It has surpassed what we thought was great because it's new shit. So I feel like at that point, you're choosing to be a casual. Like you were, I guess you could be a nostalgic elitist, but you a casual.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that nostalgia has been a powerhouse behind what makes people elitist?
Yes. I think it is, because it's one of those things like I was, shooting in the gym, right? So when you on that level of nostalgia and you can refer back to where it's been, you are on an elitist level. However, you kind of just stop there if you're not watching any new shit to be able to do a comparison, like an evolution. Like you just stuck in the past, thinking we been surpassed you. Like, come on. So I don't know, but some people are really gonna argue and they're not gonna like that. So I don't know.
Me, I don't like it. Because I think as an elitist you can become stagnant, but just because you're not consistently watching all of the newest things don't necessarily make you an elitist. Because if you have been watching anime consistently for an extended period of time, I don't mean 1-2 years, like, well, I'm talking about like 20 years, you're absolutely an elitist. You just stagnant at this point, and you have just chosen. I think that's like people that like collect model cars. You just kind of, you just stay where you at. I don't think that doesn't make you an elitist.
But you ain't even like test no new shit, nah.
I mean, you can't beat the classics. Sometimes,
how you
Time
know
out,
you
time
can't
out,
beat the
People might not
classics?
like the animation
Time
style
out.
of the
No, no, no.
modern
Hold on,
era
y'all.
type stuff.
Let's let Kim answer first.
First off, that's where I want to draw the line. Like as an anime elitist, like that been there, and I know other older anime elitists, like you see something with anime, there's like a compound effect, and you can beat the classics because a 10 out of 10 series from 1990, if it came out today the same way in 2021, would be a 4 or 5 out of 10. Like
No, because
yes,
Berserk is a prime example. No,
Berserk is just one of them, but do all 10 out of 10 series from that era?
Vampire Hunter D.
I think if it's wait. I think they're making a distinction between. Let's make a distinction between something that is your favorite and a 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 will stand the test of time. Your favorite that was really popular, maybe not.
I don't know about that. Like I mean,
Akira is like a big example.
It stands the test of time.
It stands the test of time, and it's so ingrained in culture. Period. You've seen the bike sliding scene on The Simpsons. You've seen
it's new anime that can do the same shit.
Yeah, like new anime like has surpassed Akira. Like you have to acknowledge
it has surpassed.
some of the shit that came out today has surpassed Akira. Like,
no, it has in a sense, but look, you have to be in the game for a minute in order to inspire that many different. Because if you ever looked at a montage of the Akira slide, it's been across decades now. So in order for you to have that type of influence, no, if you knew you don't have that influence yet, you haven't sat with the people long enough in order to make that kind of impact on the culture. Akira has been around so long that it's been able to make impact across decades, across different shows, across different genres, because of how its longevity in the game. New shows, they can do that, but they have to have time in order to get to that point of literally being a cultural, like, that scene in your eyes. A new anime, you still taking it in. That scene, even if you never saw Akira, you probably know what that scene is from. So that's a different tier to me.
To come up with that, I tell it to you just like how it is with basketball, my nigga. It's you got the GOATs of the 80s. Like, you don't talk about the people like that today. No. They talk about him when you bring it up in the all-time GOATs debate, but they don't talk about him today in comparison to Kevin Durant or someone like Steph Curry or LeBron. Like you have that's what I'm saying. You have your few GOATs that can stand out on his legs, like Jordan, that like transcends all the eras, and then you have your 10 out of 10 GOATs that's only they're respected, but like they're the GOAT of their era, and maybe that's it.
Which to me sounds like the big three. Like the big three, right? You got them niggas. So these new niggas is gonna be the big three, whatever, 10, 20 years from now. That's all it is.
So I want to go ahead and add to this point. I have something controversial to add to this. Naruto has been slated as a very casual tier anime.
And it is.
But Naruto has provided the formula for current shonen anime. Naruto is an example of something that started as something and became influential in a lot of anime. We see it in My Hero Academia. We see it in Jujutsu Kaisen. We see it. The friendship is magic. The teamwork thing, the finding yourself, the sad boy has a come up. Like,
Naruto ain't no sad boy.
And it's always a trio now. You always see three. So I will say that Naruto does fit that mold that y'all are talking about as far as generationally effective anime.
Preach.
Okay, but I will say this. Naruto also came out at a time where Naruto came out at the perfect time where anime was becoming more easily accessible. I don't think if you take Naruto, the same show, and put it back in the 90s, will we still be talking about Naruto now? No.
Yes.
No, we would not.
Absolutely.
I don't see it.
But you know what? You know what went crazy?
I'm gonna say right now that Naruto is not fucking Jordan. Naruto is not a Jordan series.
No,
it's not a Jordan of anime. So like, it's not.
But that nigga is the coldest.
Naruto is definitely up there. Naruto is a LeBron.
Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, and maybe if you include the first one, could be considered something that's close to a Jordan tier in the anime game, because even newer generations that see Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood today, even though it's like, I don't know how many years old, they still say, yo, this shit still holds up. But Naruto, it has so much flaws that it like, you can't really talk
but
about
my
it.
thing is, hold on, can I say this real quick? Because when y'all talk about flaws, this shit has been on for what, 17 plus years? At that time, like, you gonna have fucking flaws in 17 years. What nigga has really thought out 17 years worth of material? Like, to me, it's different from like Demon Slayer. Perfectly, a lot of the character development, all that stuff is on point. And look how they're doing it in a short series. When you have something that's so fucking long term, you can't sit there and talk about flaws. It's just not the same. It's not the same.
That's what I'm saying. Look at One Piece. One Piece.
I think it'll be so to kind of tie in to I guess agree to disagree. I feel like all of these newer anime will basically have to see. Like, obviously Cowboy Bebop is withstood the test of time. Netflix is making a live action. Yu Yu Hakusho withstood the test of time. Rurouni Kenshin withstood the test of time. They done remade Rurouni Kenshin 1,000,000 times live action.
We'll
see. He almost got canceled though.
Right, we'll see.
The author got canceled.
Yeah, the author, but not the show. But we'll see. We'll see in 5-10 years from now when we have this discussion again, how it has influenced culture, if it is still relevant, if people still recognize, if you can still, do like you said, like The Simpsons, and we drop in something from Attack on, is it still relevant? We'll know in 5 years.
I do want to add one more thing to this also. As far as Naruto goes. Naruto actually came out in the 90s, like the end of the 90s. So it is a 90s series.
Oh, here we go, Nick.
But no, listen. Okay, Kimmy. Okay, listen to me. But what I'm saying is, influence is different from how you view a series. You can view a series and see all the flaws you want. It won't take away the influence or impact it has, or the people who love it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you looking at it from a standpoint of, oh, well, this series is perfect. It doesn't have any flaws. It also probably don't have the same kind of influence of this series that you see that's super flawed up. You know what I mean? Like, Naruto has certain things that captures people and they want to emulate it in their real life. Full Metal Alchemist, it's a great series through and through. But you don't see people running around trying to do alchemy. You see people Naruto running.
I feel like that's not fair because, again, like I said, the timing is everything. Naruto came out at a time when anime was becoming more easily accessible. Naruto was a child. We were kids. So it went hand in hand. So something that's great might necessarily be great. That might just be nostalgia tied to it that makes it seem all 10-10 when in actuality, and this is like 6-10. But because all these memories,
I was an adult when I watched Naruto.
Yeah, I was an adult.
Wait. You might have been an adult. We might have been adults, but a good chunk, and I would go on to say maybe even half of the fandom of Naruto grew up with Naruto. They was kids when they started Naruto, and are just now. Are just now part of Gen Z. Are just now part of Gen Z, and that makes a difference.
All right, so it seems like we have a lot of feelings about generational anime. As y'all can hear, it sounds like we're going to have a part 2 to this panel, so be on the lookout for that. So we're going to move on to our next question. All right, so how do y'all think online communities play into the casual versus elitist conversation? Because I've seen like a lot of versus posts, and sometimes people know what they're talking about, sometimes people don't know what they're talking about. And I feel like it's important to, consider that, since now, with anime being mainstream, we're all online. We have an online community, So how do y'all think that plays into the casualist versus elitist deal? Let's start with Ro.
I think the community can put a form of pressure on anybody who gets into it to, be more elitist type, and find, it's basically just pushing you to get into more anime, get into different styles of anime, get into different genres, and what have you. But you don't necessarily have to. You can still be a casual, and you can still navigate just as well if you know this casual series front to back, and if you just well versed in what you like, I think you can still navigate these communities pretty good without being pressured into, being full on elitist.
I mean, I think it has a huge role in this whole debate topic and everything like that. And I think it can do two things. One, it can encourage you as a newbie going into this space of trying to grow, learn more, ask questions from people who actually know what they're talking about and what they watch and have good recommendations. However, I think at some point, being an elitist can become toxic, and that just depends on how far you want to go into it. But I think if you're trashing people just to trash them, or you're not open to new people kind of jumping into anime, it takes the fun out of things. Like, the whole point is to get people into anime. Like, we want to all be in the same space. We want to carry on, be able to have conversations. But, if you're pushing them out or not letting them in, I think that can be problematic. Now, I'm not saying those casual joints can just come in there and be like, they're just going to say whatever and do whatever. Like, you kind of got to get in there, get your feet wet or whatever the case may be. But I think it plays a huge role. And it goes both ways.
Okay, let's hear from Kim.
I'm gonna say it really depends. It's on two things. So one, it depends on the type of group you join. Like, I ain't gonna hold your hand. Like, if you come into an anime group that's a shitposting anime group or a hell group or some shit or a trash group, and you start crying for help and shit, and niggas like come and troll you or like bully you or some shit, don't reflect that back on the community. That's the community you chose to join. Like, know what type of community you're going to try to join before you start your antics or you ask for help. And that's dictates what you're about to get. And then the second is, it depends on how you come. Like, if you come like correct, then people will always try to help you. But if you come like disrespectful or you come trolling or joking or some shit, then you're going to get out what you put in. Like, for me personally, like, I'm an anime elitist through and through, but like, unless you are hard stuck casual like Ro and you just stuck on one series, like, I will always try to help and offer. Like, anybody in the group asks, yo, what's some series that my 13-year-old daughter or son would enjoy, I legit go through my list of research and all the shows that I've seen, and I'll like say, yo, this is this and this, and then other people will be there talking about JJK or Made in Abyss, and I'm like, that shit is mad. Like, this is not for a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old, like, technically to be watching. Like, I'm trolling people. So I try to use the knowledge that I have to like make the community accepting for the people that want to join and do better. And then I also defend the community when someone comes in and attacks it because they think it's a joke. So I do both. It depends on what they're doing. So that's me. So I think, yeah.
Okay. How about you, Steph?
I agree with bits and pieces of everybody. I feel like the internet is large enough that there is space for everybody. If you're a newbie, there is a space and a place for you. If you're an elitist, there is obviously space and place for you, because elitists essentially make the space and the place. They're usually the originators of the spaces. I guess, people can get into, gatekeeping, and gatekeeping can be problematic, but I feel like gatekeeping is okay when it comes to hobbies. The whole point, I feel like, of gatekeeping and a hobby pushes you to delve into that hobby a little bit deeper, to further explore it. So it is like Kim said, like, know what the spaces that you're entering. If you notice it's a space where mad niggas is talking over your head, they talking about shows from 10 years ago, shows in the current season, read a manga, talking about shows that's getting ready, that haven't been produced yet or in production, but they've already read about. Maybe that's not the space for you. Maybe you need to go to a more relaxed environment, a more mixed environment, like Urban Anime Lounge, where, there is tiers of people all the way from, the top we've been watching since, childhood, to people that just started yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it.
Okay. Lots of good answers. So now we're going to get into the spicy content, the controversial. So set your hearts ablaze. All right. So what anime fandom are you willing to challenge, and which of yours will you die on a hill for? Let's hear from Trish.
Y'all will start with me on this one. So I'm gonna say my ones to die on first because obviously Naruto the motherfucking GOAT. So I'm always gonna go to the grave on that one, and I don't care. Okay, I do not care. But what I'll add to it on my shonen shit is Fairy Tail. I'm gonna die on the hill of Fairy Tail because one, everybody loved to hate on it, but it's actually really good. Like, I'm not even gonna hold y'all up. It's really good. It has the strongest female characters, period. That's actually developed outside of Lucy until the end. But Lucy's just a throwaway character. But literally all of the female characters in that one, like Ursa, fucking amazing. They're fucking amazing, period. So I believe they have the best outside of Bleach having some amazing characters. They whole squad on motherfucking Fairy Tail is lit. So, and the fight scenes, everything. I'll say all that. And I will say this. When you talk about the power of friendship, fucking Fairy Tail is definitely on that level. And when I was in a little downtime, Fairy Tail literally got me through everything. So it's going to be dear to my heart. I felt like I was a part of the guild. Those my niggas. As far as something I'm going to challenge, I mean, it's a lot of things. Like, I'm not going to watch fucking One Piece.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm not going to watch One Piece. But I'm going to challenge niggas in this whole concept of the magical girls. Because a lot of people think magical girls is on that, like, cutesy, we about to transform and do whatever. No, it's some dark-ass shit for magical girls. So I'm going to say, like, Magical Girl Rising Project. Now, be careful. Because it sounds cute. And it's cute. But it's super warnings on that shit.
Madoka, yes. Magica.
So yeah, so you're gonna have a lot of them. And I say
damn, I like that though. Only some of them.
Go ahead and check them out because that just challenges the genre within itself because it takes it to a whole dark end. So I'll say that, but fuck One Piece. Fuck Subaru from ReZero. And that's all I got.
Casual ass nigga. Casual ass power friendship ass nigga. But I mean, one thing I'm gonna stand. I'll die on the hill for it. I'll stand for One Piece. Y'all niggas need to watch it. Stop with y'all bullshit, my nigga. There's a reason it has the scores it has and the fan base it has and the numbers it's selling for a reason because the story is that. But the fucking universe is expansive and it's more expensive than like 2 to 3 fairy tales and Naruto's and all that shit put together. So yes, nigga, that's how expansive the universe is for One Piece. So like, it's bigger than 2 or 3 series put together. Get on that. Stop your fucking hate. Take your time to watch it one time a day. Watch one episode a day.
I would never watch one episode a day.
I'm not even gonna condone watching the dubs, but watch the subs or wait for the movies to come out eventually. I don't know. But watch One Piece. You're gonna enjoy it. And the other
niggas need spark notes on One Piece.
Niggas that can't read like you.
Nigga, what?
But the other one is Steins Gate. I stand that on the hill, and then all the mech, like Code Geass, Geass, whatever you want to say, all the Gundams, Darling and the Friend, 86. I stand and I would die on the hill for all the mech anime because that shit is just fire. Knights and Magic, all them shits, I love it. Knights and Magic is an isekai, but it's not an isekai. That would be me in the mech series. And the one I would challenge is Fairy Tail, all that power friendship bullshit. All the hype of the weeks. So like before Attack on Titan got cool, I was slandering that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Season 1 was alright. I was slandering. Season 1 was alright. Season 2, if you was there for it, week by week, weekly, season 2, niggas like, yo, Attack on Titan season 2 was slow, dry, dead, nothing's happening. I'm not gonna forget that. That shit, you're not gonna wipe that away. That shit was a boring ass season. It didn't get good till the end. And then season 3, part 2 or whatever, redeemed it. And then season 4 redeemed the series even more. So like Attack on Titan wasn't always as good as it was now. It was just overhyped when it came out first. So I'll attack that fan base too. Shit. But the early version, not now.
I have a question for you. So mech anime gets a bad rep for being kind of dry as well, like boring. Honestly, I didn't really get into mech, not like Gundam mech, until I watched Iron Blood Orphans, which was more than I bargained for emotionally. So where would you suggest someone start as far as, what's popping as far as mech?
G Gundam. You have to start at G Gundam.
First off, I'm a mech stan, but G Gundam is fucking mid. It was. Oof.
He's a hater. G Gundam is.
I wouldn't tell anyone to watch G Gundam.
G Gundam is the GOAT.
I would say watch, like, it depends. If you're trying to figure out the origins of the mech and see why people like it, you have to watch OG Gundam, like the first one. If you don't want to go that route, then you can watch the Gundam overs because they're less episodes. So you can watch 08 MS Team or 0080 or 083 or in a pocket, or you can watch Thunderbolt. Gundam Thunderbolt is pretty good. Shit like that. Just try to watch like mech series that are overs or movies to get into the genre because some of the seasons are really long. So I would say watch Gundam The Origin, things like that. And you can also watch other mech anime like 86. 86 is 11 episodes. It's pretty well done. I would say just look into just what's airing that's good and then take a chance. Because a lot of them are like on series, on like paper, you just like, oh, it's mech. But then as you see, like, it's really like some sad shit, like some real like, wow, niggas is wildin'. And also Gundam Thunderbolt.
All right, let's hear from our resident Fujo Hime, Steph.
Okay, I am willing to challenge every isekai that exists. Stop making them. We don't want to see no more niggas reincarnated from video games getting hit by a truck. I feel like even the creators know at this point it is a joke because getting hit, they have made it comical. Isekai, Sword Online, they shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist. There's 4 seasons. Only one is decent, and it was the third one, which means I had to get through 2 seasons of pure trash.
Well, the half art is trash. I'll say Sword Art Online season 1 part B and part 2 part B are garbage. But
At this point, if I have to watch 2 seasons to watch half an arc, to be like, that was enjoyable. It's trash.
Y'all watch season 4 Sailor Moon, so stop that.
So don't ever come for the movies. Don't ever come for the movies. But isekai is a no. Trish, she know I always come for her neck with this. The power of friendship is out of here.
Yeah, fucking right. If we don't have,
I don't want to see nothing about the power of friendship. I don't want to see it. It's played. It's done.
What? How can friendship be played?
It's so stupid. All of these things, nigga. It is plot armor. You should have been dead, but the power of friendship lets you power up one last time. Man, come on.
Because you know what? The most influential niggas, the people that can actually, get to you on a deeper level and become your motherfucking friend. You just try to kill me. Now you my friend.
Man, get out of here.
What?
Get out of here.
You see, I almost got her with the power of friendship.
Absolutely not. No, because I was listening to how ridiculous and crazy it is.
Yo, you just try to shoot me up, yo, but we about to be best friends.
But the power of friendship had me change your mind. No. It's no. So the power of friendship, isekai, both of those. Absolutely. I'm not watching it. I have no desire to watch it. I've tried it multiple times.
Wait.
No.
Did you see So What, I'm a Spider?
I heard it was very cutesy, but like I said, because
it's not cutesy. Watch it. You would like it. It's like
I've heard good things about it, but like I said, for me, if I watch it, that means for me to watch that means I have exhausted every other thing that I could watch. I have exhausted every other manga nothing is current. Let me watch this one thing that I don't want to watch or have little desire to watch. Maybe I will just so I can say, okay. but it's no. The thing that I will forever stand slice of life.
Man.
I will forever stand
I love it.
drama. I will forever stand Josei, any female led like Claymore at the top. We need a reboot of Claymore, okay? But I will stand older anime that stands the test of the time, like Paranoia Agent, okay?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ghost in the Shell.
Okay.
Like it is some fabulous 10 anime out there where if you're gonna watch Paranoia Agent today, it's still as mind blowing. The animation is still as mind blowing.
I
Everything is
want
Don't be-
niggas
don't
to
be
watch the
censoring.
classics. I want niggas to go back and watch the classics. I'm just saying, don't get stuck there. Don't stay there. That's all I'm saying.
You had the chance to watch the classics back then, man. Watch what's current right now. And when you have break, then watch the classics. That's how I feel.
I'm not saying don't watch both. What I'm saying is for every new show you watch, throw in your old shows.
I have a question for you. Do you feel like Isekai should have died with that hack?
Isekai should have died when that first man got hit by that truck. That's when it should have died. The first
That was
episode.
Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
That was
Wait.
Yu Yu Hakusho is
No.
isekai.
No, but it's not. Yu Yu Hakusho is not an isekai. He was a ghost and he came back in his body. Isekai
He was reborn
is
again in the demon world.
No. Isekai is when the majority of the show is set. They have died and they are reincarnated in a fantasy world.
Well,
Yu Yu Hakusho, he died and the nigga came back because he's a G and won the demon tournament on them niggas. These other niggas, y'all getting turned into slime. Y'all getting turned into slime and telling niggas to delete your browser.
listen,
Absolutely
isekai
not.
has changed up, my nigga. It's more than that, though. It's been changed. The genre been flipped.
Either way, Isekai needs to die. Give it a rest.
It's pretty
is
done.
played.
It's pretty
It
much
is played. It is played. I don't want to watch no show that goes, this is about the time that I found out when I went down to get a burger down the street. All this, the titles is long. It's stupid.
But the titles would be your life, my nigga. You are isekai. You are walking
Alright,
isekai your damn
so
self.
Steph has established that Isekai.
It's that time I went to the deli and ate some
Ro,
sandwiches and
can
chips and fell
you
on my
tell
face.
us what you're willing to challenge and what you're willing to down a hill for?
Challenges. I mean, I don't really have many challenges. I think One Piece is good. I think it's a good series. I'm pretty sure. I know it has a fan base for a reason.
Thank you, bro.
Probably never gonna watch the shit personally. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't. I don't have the bandwidth to watch 1,000 episodes of niggas looking for through the ocean for. I'm pretty sure it's great. Now, one thing I will motherfucking die for, y'all know, all series. I will climb the highest mountain on the highest hill and die for it because I know it's not. Look, listen, I've had this discussion before. I know it's not the greatest thing ever to a lot of people. To me, it is. So that's all I care about. So, but I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying it's just the pinnacle of anime. I'm not saying anything like that. But the integrity of the series, I am willing to die for. Because I think it's a lot of intricacies and a lot of just it's hidden shit, a lot of stuff that Toriyama pulled from actual, just a lot of stuff. The lore behind Dragon Ball is deeper than what a lot of people see or even know about or even care to know. So yeah, that of course Cowboy Bebop, but ain't nobody go come for Bebop like that. Like that's probably not gonna happen too often. And I like Naruto a lot too. I will die about the manga. I will down the hill about the manga being good. I even like Shippuden all the way through. I like the whole Ninja War arc. I liked all of it. The anime, not so much because I just did not enjoy the filler and I've already finished the manga. So I was just like, nah, I'm good on the anime. I'll watch it later after it finishes.
The manga is definitely way better than the anime by like 5. I will say that. I will say that the Broly movie is one of the early pinnacles of animation. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
The new Broly movie, like the animation.
Yeah, the animation. Shout out Shintani.
All right, guys. So we have had a lot of Shonen has gotten a lot of flack in this conversation. So I just have a question for whoever got an answer. Shonen is a genre that is for kids. So do y'all think it's really fair to compare and criticize it with other genres like seinen and josei and other, horror. I mean, it's for the children.
So I'm gonna say yes, because that shit for us. I don't give a fuck. But what I would say is, I think because I am on the like I said, I like people like anime where niggas is gonna get brutally murdered and stay dead and everything. But I still love that power of friendship. Like there's a little warm space in my heart still, even though I'm on the dark side. So I feel like for me personally, is it fair? No, but I think I don't think it's fair comparing genres necessarily. Like you got to compare shonen to shonen. And I think that's the only way for it to be fair. Like, why am I comparing Naruto to Berserk, or something like that? Like, that don't even fucking make sense. So on my level, I'm going to say, fuck them kids, and it's for us. But I don't think it's fair to compare genres outside of each other.
I feel like for like a seasoned anime watcher or someone who has a seasoned amount of experience, like you know what you're gonna get. So me personally, like if there was a new shonen show coming out, I would say like 9 out of 10 times it's gonna be mid as shit. So I personally wouldn't just like watch it. Like respectfully, I wouldn't watch it because I know it's a shonen show. So I'm be like, probably gonna be bad. It's probably not gonna be for me. But depending on what the community says, like I'll give it a chance and I'll watch like 5 to 10 episodes. And if it's all right, then I won't hate on it. I'll say it's good. I choose to watch it when it's all right, I guess. Like
so Kim, how do you feel about the current shonen that are out?
Well, it depends on what you call a shonen nowadays. Like what tier is a shonen show? Like people are calling Demon Slayer tier shonens. My Hero shonen. What is it? I can't say the name. Jujutsu
Kaisen.
Those are all shonen to me.
Yeah, they call
shonen to me.
People call all those shonens, and I'll be like, it's far from what we would typically consider shonen, like Dragon Ball Z, like that. So it depends on what you want to call it.
I feel like shonen for today, and for at least the last decade, last 15 years, DB is obviously way older. It's generally underage kids with some type of mentor, or that's generally the concept. They're all underage, high school, middle school. That's generally shown.
Learning some more,
and it's action. Combined with action. Underage, high school or younger, combined with action, and generally some type of mentor in there. Shown.
Right. Agreed.
I think that's the only anime that I know, and it might not be the only anime that does that, but the one that I know that fluctuates that way is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because you have like teenagers and then they're adults, and you just kind of go on a whole generation with it. So yeah, it gets murky with some shows.
But I think there's outliers. I definitely think there's outliers.
Like Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan would not technically.
Well, technically, it's supposed to be. It technically is a shonen, but people.
Well, it's in the Shonen Jump.
Fanboys say it's a CNN or whatever it's called. I can't say this shit.
I mean, but based on the
does.
definition that Steph gave,
but
the teenagers.
I think when it comes to more adult themes and more violence and more like realistic, like death situations and shit, that's when that genre gets elevated to the next level above shonen, I think.
Yeah, it's not your typical shonen.
That's how that part works.
I feel like if it's children based and it's action, it's shonen. For it to be seinen or josei, they start off as adults.
Yeah,
like they start off in the story as adults,
and that's simply why Attack on Titan
is shonen. Yeah,
because of how young they were, but it's just a darker, fucked up shonen.
A darker form of shonen. It's still shonen. It's just dark,
right? So.
And then also, I think shonens have like a male main protagonist. Usually, that's what it keys off on. Yeah. Like if you had like a girl protagonist, then it wouldn't be, I think, a shonen anime.
It'd be shoujo, right?
It'd be
It would be shoujo.
Yeah, shoujo, yeah.
Yeah.
So
It would be shoujo, and then it would get an action depending on what they're doing. Action. If she's older, if it's super violent, they'll skip shoujo and they'll just be josei.
So we had a lot of good things to say about, the shonen. I think I definitely agree with separating genres, but let's move on to some much needed advice for a lot of us in this community. So what can a newbie do to not be a casual?
So I'll start this one. So I think looking at how I see the community now, like it's kind of easy. So it's like how they have the 12-step program, and like that's how it is. So like the first step is one to admit that you're a casual. You have to sit down, look in the mirror, and be like, I'm a casual when it comes to watching anime. You have to accept that and not fight it. And then once you accept that, then you can move to step 2. And step 2 is to set your language to Japanese. And all your anime shows that you're watching, set the language Japanese. And then step 3 is to learn to read the subs and action sequences and all that, and don't get lost. So you have to learn how to watch the action and the subs at the same time, so that way you could keep up with it. And then step 4 is to buy a Crunchyroll or a Funimation account or a High Dive account or one of them other legit sites. So that way you have access to all the anime that comes out every year. So like as long as you have 2 or 3 of them, you should be good. And then the 5th step is to pick 5 to 10 shows per season. So if you don't know, the anime season is split up into 4 parts: winter, spring, summer, fall. And like every quarter, like at least 50 shows come out. So you could definitely find something to watch. Even if it's the hype of the week, as long as you're watching the hype of the week or the hype of the month or the hype of the season, hype of the year, with 2 shows that are outliers that like no one's talking about. And you just do that for summer, winter, fall. You do that shit for a year, your repertoire is going to have at least minimum 20 to 25 new series that you're watching weekly. Like you're watching it weekly and you're trying to talk about it, and that's how you level up from being a casual to more of an elitist. And then I guess the 6th step would be not a plug, but to document it, like create a myanimelist.net and then set a goal to watch like 50 days of anime. You start putting in all the anime series you have, and then when you hit that number, it's probably gonna be 30 or something if you add Naruto and Bleach and all the other shit. And then try to get to 50. And to get it to 50, you're gonna have to watch 4 to 5 series every quarter, and you'll be good. It's 30 episodes, and then just do that shit for a year or 2, and I guarantee you, you're not gonna sound like a casual no more. You're gonna be looking at people like, yo, you really watching this shit in English dub? Are you waiting for this shit to come out right now when you could just watch the whole shit weekly? Like, certain things start to change in you when you live up the 6-step lifestyle, or the 6 paths of success in anime watching.
Okay, let's hear from Steph.
So what I would recommend how to go from casual to elitist is to find your space online. Find you a community that is active. Be open to take recommendations. One of the biggest things is be willing to cultivate your palette, what you like. If you like a particular genre, which for most people, I know we keep harping on it, it's shonen because that's just generally the most popular, what gets the most views. Look at other genres. Their anime is so vast. There's so many genres outside of shonen that you really are kind of denying yourself great shows by limiting yourself. So step outside your genre. Like Kim said, there are 4 seasons of anime. You can find them at AniChart. It'll tell you every single show that's going to come out for the season and every single show that will that came out the previous season, and it will let you go back years. Like you can go back to like 2011 and say what came out in fall, and choose you a show. I would suggest also maybe if you can't handle maybe, watching 4 shows in one season is kind of super ambitious for some people. People have kids, they have jobs, it's just a lot of outside things going on. Maybe for every one show that you watch at the season, the hype show, choose something that's less popular, or use the opportunity to watch something that's older, something that maybe you heard people hype about that you never watched, maybe from 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons ago. That's what I would suggest. Yeah, that's what I would suggest. Oh, and get into manga. A lot of people don't talk about manga like they should, but definitely get into manga. I promise you, once you read manga, the way you watch anime will completely change. It will completely change how you watch. The things that you like will change, and it'll help you get into other genres. So that's my suggestion.
Okay. Let's hear from Trish.
And I'll say, be careful. If you go the manga route or the anime route, like Steph said, it will not only change what you watch, but you might not be able to go back and forth. Because I know with me, the only time I'm picking up manga is if the anime has randomly ended, but the manga has continued, or like I just have to know. But I don't want to go watch the anime after that, because to me, I don't want to. It done ruined the whole surprise for me. So either you're gonna wait on it or you not, or some people can do both, but just be careful with that one. You're gonna have to pick and choose. So I didn't know. Kim, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say I co-sign that. Like for me, like that's how I be finding out what series I should be hyped for to watch. Cause I be watching or reading like random chapters or random series that have like 1 to 3 chapters out and be like, oh, this shit's about to be fire when the anime comes. I'll be like, I'm just
then you gonna stop. Yeah.
put pause up. I catch in the anime, and then like, I did that shit for Promised Neverland, and then season 2.
Yeah, see, I should have picked that one up because of how
I
bad
told y'all.
it was. Yeah.
I told y'all as well.
But
This is how I feel. I feel like as an elitist, and I feel like for a lot of other elitists that read manga, you get so hyped because once you start reading manga, and you'll see how manga, when you get on these sites, how manga comes out, and like Kim said, you can read something and be like, oh, this probably gonna get an anime. I get so hyped when I have read something, and then like 2, 3 seasons from now, everybody's so hyped. Oh, this coming out, and you're like, nigga, I already read it. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but y'all so behind.
The manga readers, the biggest spoilers in the fucking universe.
I'm not one of those. Now, I'm not one of those.
They got like the psychic vision. They know shit 5 years from now. We so late on it. I will say that's hilarious, but don't spoil no shit either.
Yeah, don't be one of those people.
So real quick for me to advance from being a casual, but first, if you want to be a casual and stay a casual, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you would like to rank up and be great, then here's my recommendations. Yes, to the seasonal anime, especially if you don't have time. That's an easy cheat code to be like, yo, I'm watching all the new shit. What are you doing? And we already know what niggas is doing, watching that old shit. And my Steph is right over here. And join online groups, like Steph said, because UAL, we actually discuss seasonal anime, like how many shows cover? At least 8 shows each season. But it's a good way to talk with other people, especially if you're new, because it eases you in and you just get to have that dialogue with other people in real time. Well, kind of real time, because it's after the day after, but you know what I mean. And then the last thing I would say is I tell my friends, because they kind of hype on the anime shit. They're not hype on anime. They be like, oh, hey, anime kind of cool now, I want to watch. So I tell them niggas, you need to watch one of the big 3. You need to watch one movie, one seasonal anime, and then one genre that you wouldn't like. If you could do all those, you have transcended. But you got to get through the big 3, and that's gonna be rough.
From one movie?
Yeah, and no. One big 3. So One Piece.
So One Piece,
Naruto. You got to pick the 100 billion episodes.
I disagree. You don't have to watch one of the big 3.
Listen, man, you can't put somebody that never seen anime ever.
And that's why they would never become. That's why they'll never become an elitist, because that's the huge piece.
Absolutely.
It's the catch 22. It's the catch 22. If you real about it, you're gonna be about it.
I hope they choose one.
So let's give Ro an opportunity to answer.
To explain my setting change, a phone died. I only had a car charger on me, so y'all don't judge me. It's transmission.
So, Ro, what can a newbie do to not be a casual?
It's kind of inescapable at that point. Like if you're a newbie, you're just a casual by proximity. But if you want to start off strong, you can just start off. You can start off with a strong series and watch it all the way through, and just pay attention to what you're watching. Um, really delve into the world of anime, and you can just come out your little cocoon of casualness. How do you say it?
I think that works. Not like the dead.
Cocoon of casuality. That's what I'm gonna say.
Cocoon of casuality.
Cocoon of casuality. I'm coining that term right now. But cocoon of casuality. You can come out your little cocoon and you can flourish into an elitist butterfly.
Okay.
An English
All right,
dub watching elitist butterfly.
You don't have to watch subs either, but I would recommend you do. There's a lot of dubs garbage. Even though I'm an advocate for dubs, I like when English voice actors get their work done. Get their work in. I like that represent because now you got a lot of Black voice actors and actresses and other POC voice actresses and voice actors and coming into it. So I appreciate the dub in that aspect. And it gets a bad rap because a lot of the stuff from the 90s, a lot of the stuff from the 90s was pure garbage. But if you actually watch a few dubs that's modern, they're pretty good. They're not terrible. And if you're just used to hearing subs, I get it. It shit probably gonna sound garbage to you regardless. But it's actually pretty good.
Dubs is also a cheat code. You can do a lot of shit while it's in the background.
This is not a time to be over here folding up laundry.
Doing this.
No, absolutely. Unless this is like your second or third time watching the show. You watch the show.
We have reached the end of our panel. Is there anything else you could suggest? A recommendation or a suggestion to our casuals and our elites?
Yeah, so anime I recommend is probably Wicked City. I think it's pretty dope. I think it's pretty dark. I like the aesthetic of it. It's some questionable themes in there, but it's one of the classic animes that you can kind of see lay a lot of groundwork for newer ones as far as the setup and the world building. Along with stuff like Ghost in the Shell and Akira and all that. It's said that cyberpunky, type theme to anime. It's kind of like the catalyst.
Can I add real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Newbies, welcome. It's okay. Don't this my power of friendship moment for you. Join us, but come to the dark side. Like watch some Parasite, Devilman Crybaby. If you come out with those.
Oh, okay. Now you doing
niggas
don't
throw
them into Devilman Crybaby. Don't throw them into. They don't need to be watching that all day.
If y'all get through that, y'all gonna impress everybody. I'm telling you, the cheat code. You be like, I watched Devilman Crybaby, Parasite. What's up? They gonna be like, oh, so do that. And Golden Kamui, and then hit them with that. Watch some dark historical anime because niggas mind blown. Not even all the elitists. I don't know if the people on the panel watched it besides me and Chelsea, but it's amazing.
I stopped the episode too. I chose to watch something
else.
else.
Right now, I'm like, I surpassed Kimmy.
There's no verse where you
Kimmy.
where you surpass me in any way.
I have surpassed Kimmy because I have watched Golden Kamui and I am up to date and I can't wait for the newest season to come out. So here I am, the extreme elitist today, beyond Kim. That's it for me.
I do this shit like the hit them with the "Can I talk my shit again?" It's a
Kim is also our resident dancer.
But I'm gonna say the last thing is join Urban Anime Lounge, right? And then when you get into the group, right? I created a post called Top 10 Anime through the decade or some shit. And basically, I put together a top 10 list of all the top 10 animes in a movie from 2010 to 2019 for like a New Year's thing. If y'all see that list and y'all watch everything on that list, it's like 100-something shows and a lot of movies, you will be up there in like casual, not even casual. You'd be up there in like elitist tier, like at least entry level elitist tier.
Not trying to put y'all at casual after watching 100 episodes.
Yo,
Like 100.
Yo,
hours worth.
it's basically all. It's like the top 5 and then some sleeper series. I put some work into it. Like a lot of them shits, like if you're in them series, you would love anime. That's what it's called.
Weather Into You made me cry, and I don't do that with the
You
anime.
was crying, my nigga?
Girl, I mean, boy. You know, that's how I talk. I was looking at Steph. I was looking at Steph, but
You was crying from Weathering with You, my nigga? That shit wasn't even sad.
I'm about to ask you if we can get a 2-hour slot.
So this is what I would suggest. I'm gonna name off some anime that are non-shonen that you should watch, and some of them are action, some of them are female-led, some of them are comedy. I'm gonna give you a plethora. So Paranoid Agent, which I mentioned earlier, definitely to watch. Claymore, need to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost in the Shell, absolutely you need to watch. Get out of here, Kim.
Keep the score.
Working, which is comedy. I love comedies. I love things where there's like misunderstandings between people. So Working, Server X Service, another. You probably never even seen it, Kim. It's another one anime with adults that's very funny. Workplace-based anime. And what else? Real quick that I can think of. Oh, Odd Taxi this season.
Oh yes, Odd Taxi.
Odd Taxi which is a new one. Odd Taxi Beastars. Niggas hate because it's anamorphic characters, but especially if you read the manga, it has all of the things you want. If you want romance, you want drama, you want slice of life, you want comedy, you want action, because them niggas is shooting guns and fighting, killing niggas, eating people, everything you want. Beastars.
Brand New Animal is better than Beastars, just so you know.
Absolutely not. So those are my suggestions.
What are your final thoughts, suggestions?
This nigga.
If you're gonna be a casual and love it. You're gonna be elitist, be an elitist and live your best elitist life you can live. That's my only advice. But if you're just into the world of anime, try to get the best experience you can get.
Look at you with the power of friendship.
So I didn't say too much for this panel as far as opinions, but if I do have some recommendations, I would recommend Dorohedoro. Please read the manga. Q Hayashida did the damn thing with that
fucking
story.
Amazing.
And when I say twist on twist on twist, you're in for it.
And humor, right. The dark humor.
And dark humor, weird, spectacular. And if you need an anime to watch with the kids, check out Cells at Work. Don't do Cells at Work.
Yes, so cute.
Cells at Work.
Dr. Stone would be cute too.
Very educational, very fun, and it's for everybody. Plus, it helped me out with my biology class. So you do learn something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we gotta say peace. I'm gonna be like this.
Peace and love.
I ain't doing all that.
Friendship. Is that where my heart is? Yes.
No, that's not where your heart is.
It's on the left side.
Are we not doing this?
It's on the right side, nigga. Your heart
Wait, the heart's not on the right?
Yes, it is.
Where's the heart at, Chelsea?
Your left.
Your left side.
That's what I said, Kim.
It's not. Your heart is not on your left side.
Yes, it is.
What kind of alien is you?
Your heart is center. Your heart is
your heart is on your left side.
So thank you guys for all of your insight. It was pleasantly seasoned. Special shout out to Dreamcon for giving us the opportunity to host with the Blurred Most, our patrons for sponsoring the community, and thank you to the members of Urban Anime Lounge Facebook group for inspiring this panel. Feel free to hit us up on our social medias. That's Urban Anime Lounge on Facebook as well as Instagram. So let us know how you feel. If you disagree, if you agree, if you got something to suggest, let us know. All right.